These are all bigots, and I can't stand the bigotry that I'm seeing in the comment sections all around X. Now, if you're watching after the fact, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe and hit that notification bell. This isn't streaming live on Rumble or on X. These are bigots, right? Now, I'm making my own football club, Rainbow FC, full of they, thems, full of she, hers. We're not going to work out. We're not going to train. We are going to be overweight but beautiful, because big is beautiful. And we're going to slice this dirty Robbie Tomlinson and his Luton Town, his bigoted Luton Town. Now, I was on X and I was near throwing up the Michael O'Keefe's, the Saladins. Oh my God. You see the stuff that he's posting? Bigot, racists. These people are racists and bigots. And as I said, I've been speaking to Leo, and we've been speaking, and I've said to him, especially when he was over in New York, I said, listen, tell the great Biden that we need funding ASAP to bring in this communist dictatorship, because Varadkar is the epitome of what a man is, and you just need to know that. And anybody that goes against this man is a bigot and a racist. That's not a slum in Dublin. That's called culture, and I need you to know that. I can't get over the bigots, and so because I'm a communist, I had to do this late because I was working on my car. I've got like a Cuban style car. No joke. I was sitting working on it for the past couple of hours because the battery went on it. Because I'm a communist, I've had this car for the past 25 years, and I don't want to drive anything else because that would be bad for the environment. So I've been fixing it. That's why I'm late today. But I'm a what do you call it? That's I'm a time sexual, so it doesn't make a difference to me if I show up late. I work on my time. If I show up late here, I'm actually early. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm time sexual. I'm transsexual. I'm time sexual. I'm gender fluid. I identify as a woman, but I'm also a lesbian. So I may be late here today. I was supposed to do this at 10 a.m., but that's your fault. That's your problem. Get used to it, because this is what the communist regime will be like. So what have we got for you today? We've got a few things for you today. We've got let's react now to the great Varadkar. Now, whenever I say great, like last night, as I've told you before I share this here, I share my bed. Well, actually, I sleep on the floor, and my missus sleeps in the bed with 10 West African migrants. I give them the bed with my wife while I sleep on the floor, because I'm a good liberal, and this is what liberals should do. Do you understand me? Open your door, open your hearts, let them into your missus. These are the things that we don't own women. She's got, she wants to sleep in the bed with the 10 African migrants. That's 100% fine by her, by me. I watch. Sometimes I sit in the corner of the room with my Crocs on and my, just maybe sitting in my boxers or something. That's a wee bit too masculine for me. Sometimes I would just wear Y fronts, just to bring the heat down a little bit. And I always make sure to shave my chest, not to show any of that toxic masculinity, and to have fun. I'm not going to lie to you, it's fun to watch. She's having fun. They definitely have fun. But yeah, listen, if you are a good liberal like myself, you will allow this behavior in your home. So that's okay, right? Okay. I mean, I can't look at look at him with the red hand of Ulster. Do you know what that even means? That's the three kings of Tyrone, mate. You got the red hand of Ulster. You're coming here like a bigot to me, and unionists and everything coming in here. We've got Shay in the house. We've got Owens. I know I'm late today. It's not. I'm not streaming on Rumble. Normally, if I look up here, I'm only streaming on YouTube. I know, and I have to say this on a side note. I was wondering when YouTube was going to catch up to me, because they were like, "Where's this little prick? He's went off the radar." Just all jokes aside, I've like 100% have caught up. If anybody has followed me on my last channel, you know how shadowed I was. Like, I was completely shadowed, and I was going here for a while where I wasn't, and then people started to pick up on it. But I've had phone calls with Google, so this channel, I'm going to get no zero growth. I'm not here for the money. I'm just here literally for the crack of it. As long as I'm not trying to build a channel with 1 million subscriptions or anything, or be the next, I don't know, Gimpy Logan Paul or something. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Because the things I speak about will just completely get you shadowed. And I was shadowed. I was completely shadowed on my last channel, completely and utterly shadowed, to the point where I had come up to 10,000 subscriptions, barely make 80 views. People weren't getting notifications. My brother wasn't getting notifications for any of my stuff. You had to actively search me out. Go and speak to a guy like, there's a guy called Alex Kearney. He's on YouTube, very similar. He would follow all my stuff, but whenever I had my old channel, didn't get any notifications. I just don't. I was took out of recommendations. And then whenever they deleted my channel, I had a conversation with Google, with a YouTube representative, that says, "We don't know what's going on here." I was like, "I do." I do, bitch. I do. So I'm not here to grow or anything, or have hundreds of people. The things that I speak about, things I spoke about in my last channel, I'm near enough sure my name. That's why I went for such an obscure name, Stray Cabbage, just to throw them off the scent. And it worked for a wee while, but they've caught up to me. They found me. So it is what it is. What can I do about it? Oh well, shit happens. So let me share this here. Oh my God. We've got a northern bigot. We've got a bigot. This dirty, rotten bigot. Look at... Right. Now, look at this northern bigot.
So dirty. Tonish, you need to get real. You live in this city. You should understand what is happening. 6 out of 7 homes in this city are apartments. 95% of them have been bought up by institutional funds.
I do not care about who's buying up the apartments. I don't care with these whack job conspiracy theorists coming here saying that they're letting droves of migrants in, and it's rising the prices of the houses and rent, and the only people who are benefiting from that are the landlords. I don't want to hear conspiracy theorists coming in saying that stuff. That's absolutely disgusting. And just know, under the Varadkar regime, you will be exterminated accordingly.
We're able to do that because you and your government and your time as Taoiseach introduced sweetheart deals that the sky-high rents of $2,500 that they charge ordinary hard-pressed families go tax-free. That's why they're able to do it. And you have now exempted them from the higher level of stamp duty, despite the most senior official in the department who was charged with drafting this legislation saying that you potentially drive the individual purchasers out of the market due to the lack of availability. So this...
Listen to this bigot here. Listen to this bigot. Like, is there a bigger bigot than this? Imagine him coming out with facts like this to put down the great Varadkar, to sort of say, well, your economic policies are all off here. How dare you come out here and criticize Varadkar's economic policies? They're brilliant. Housing's brilliant. Give them to all the migrants. Let's raise the prices. I don't... €2,000. We can... They're rookie numbers, kiddo. We can get that up to €10,000 average. I want to see white nationalists on the streets begging for money from the beautiful migrants that are coming in here. This is total repopulation, and you better get used to this.
This is eyes wide open stuff, Taoiseach.
This is your mouth wide open, son. If you keep that open enough, something's going to go in there.
You and your party are deliberately locking out individuals from home ownership in relation to apartments. So the opportunity that you had will not be available.
You will own nothing and you will be happy. Do you understand me? The Varadkar regime motto is you will own nothing and you will be happy. If you have to live in the streets and eat rats, that's good enough, because you are privileged to be under the Varadkar regime. You will own nothing and be happy. Understand this. Have you not got it yet? These are bigots. That's why. Bigots, racists, sociopaths, transphobes, homophobic, the most disgusting people on planet Earth.
People in Dublin at this point in time because the investors are snapping them up. I give another example of 3 sites across Dublin, 400 homes, not one of them coming on the market, and you will see more and more and more of that. And to make things...
And rightly so, kiddo.
Worse, in terms of houses, you're going to bring in an exemption that will allow for these funds to snap up entire houses and to rent them back to local authorities, which the Taoiseach rightly says is terrible.
Look at that beautiful lady there. Whoa, hubba, you have got my heart pumping today. That is the perfect communist judge that we will be bringing in. Whoa. My loins are absolutely tingling.
Value for money and shouldn't be happening. So square this for me. Otherwise, the only reason I can have...
I'm going to ring his bell if he doesn't shut up. And she's right. Like, if I ever see this guy, he's getting his bell rang 100%. Imagine coming out with things like that about, like, political corruption, raising the prices, inflation sky high. Good. I'm glad inflation should be at its highest. I want to see it higher. I want to see people starving and begging on the streets. I want Coca-Cola to go up to €6 just a bottle of this. You know what I mean? This is what I want. These are the economic policies that I want to bring in here. Leo's not woke enough for me. I want to see fentanyl everywhere too. And it's judges like, look at this. She's not a judge. She's what do you call her? The bell ringer. Fuck me, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? She's not a judge, but she looks like a judge. Absolute out of 10, banging smoke show. 10 out of 10, straight into my wank bank.
And understand this, you are in the pocket of the investment funds, and you will continue to put their interests above the interests of homeowners.
Continue to go over time. Thank you.
Thanks, Deputy, and that's incredible. I want to apologise to you.
Look at that, man. Is there anybody more Sigma than him? What's that song? You can be my Sigma. Look at that. Can I zoom in there? That's...
You for having to endure that display, for you having to ring your bell, for you being shouted over and shouted down by Deputy Authority again.
Get it out of you.
And you say to me that I need to get real.
Now that was a pure power move. Look at that. Look at that. He just destroyed him. He apologized on his behalf. What a man.
Well, Deputy, you need to calm down. This constant display every Thursday
Calm down, calm down.
of aggression, of nastiness, of fury and anger, it's all pre-planned. It's all just done for your social media video that you're going to put out in a few minutes' time.
Yeah, that's right. Just for the social media videos, just for the clickbait. You're right, Leo, 100%. This is why the censorship's coming in 100%. You're right. You got on top of the game. You've seen geezers like this here, this northern prick with his fucking accent. And you said to yourself, do you know what? I need to bring something in here where these geezers can't speak shit about me and spit facts. So I need to censor them. 100% right, kiddo. You're on my wavelength. You're always 10 steps ahead of these goons, Fair play to you. And look at that. Look at that there. You know what you should do? Chin him, Leo. Chin him. Just go on, chin him. Fucking chin him.
Time or an hour's time. And everyone knows it, Deputy. Let's have a rational, grown-up conversation about housing
Look
policy.
at that. Look at
what
that.
the right things are to do and the wrong.
Chin him. Chin him. Go on, chin him. Go, I dare you. Chin him. Chin him. Go on. Look at that forehead. Stick the nut into him. Go chin him.
Things are to do. And we've displayed the fact that on a number of occasions as a government that we've been willing to change our policy where we think it needs to be changed. That's why we changed the law in relation to stamp duty to stop investment funds buying up.
Your dad sells Avon. See this Leo, right? He is, I mean, look at, he didn't even have to answer your guy's questions. He just came out there and said, he just obliterated his character, and that's the sign of a winner. That is the sign of a winner. He's sort of like our far left Trump. That's what he's like. He obliterates the character of his opponents and apologizes on their behalf. I mean, how can you come to me as a legitimate person and say this isn't a good leader?
Houses and housing estates in the way they were. It's why we're now changing the law to bring in rent controls so that people living in rent pressure zones will see their rent increases linked to CPI. Let's have a grown-up conversation about policy. Let's talk about the pros and cons. Let's not have this display of histrionics and anxiety every Thursday. It's just done for social media. You don't really care.
Exactly. He doesn't care. He's just doing it for social media. You're right, Leo. I mean, that's why we need to bring in these censorship laws. So then anything that this absolute bigot, racist, homophobe, transphobe, timophobe, waterophobe, disabledophobe person, we need to censor everything that type of person says. 100%. I mean, Leo is the epitome of a man 10 steps ahead. If he was a boxer, he would be Floyd Mayweather. Without a shadow of a doubt. He's always 10 steps ahead, setting up his little movements here and there, little feints, his little policies, wee referendum, and that's what he's like, and that's what he's doing to this fella here, just setting him up. And your guy should just leave and just, he should become Leo's royal cocksucker. That's what he's good for.
You're over time. Just.
Let me stop there. Oh my God. I'm in communist heaven right now.
I don't need an apology. It's the rough and tumble of politics, and I would just ask.
Exactly. This lady here, she's being too modest. He needs destroyed. We need immediately outside the Dáil. We need a room for anybody that stands up to anybody that is in support of the Varadkar regime. We need a room. It's a firing range, straight in, no questions asked, tied to the post, the post sitting in the middle. Not even blindfolded. I want them to see the look in my eye as I pull the trigger, and then just taken it, and not even buried, just dumped into the sea. The crabs can have them.
To cooperate, I would ask all TDs to cooperate.
What a beautiful woman, beautiful man. I mean, what do you think about that, people? That's absolutely beautiful. So we'll move on, shall we? We'll knock it out today, just like I've knocked one out over Leo this morning. I wasn't fixing my car at all. I was just knocking. I was actually watching these, knocking 6 or 10 out. What's this here?
And we know what happens every time Fianna Fáil gets into power. It ends badly. It ends with a boom and a bust. It ends with unemployment, ends with us having to wave our friends off at airports when they're forced to emigrate. And
Oh my God. I mean, so you're telling me, how long ago was this? He's talking about people being forced to emigrate. How long ago was this? 4 years ago. And it's Varadkar, every time Fianna Fáil get in power, it ends badly. Yeah, do you know what I mean, Leo? The fact that they're mass immigration and they're making all the natives move away, it's absolutely disgusting, isn't it? We need more people for the communist regime. So you're right. Did you take a leaf out of their book, though, Leo? I'm glad you did.
I don't think anybody wants that. And it would also mean that the Brexit team of Lee, Simon Coveney and Helen McEntee would no longer be representing Ireland in what are going to be crucial talks over the next couple of months when it comes to securing a trade deal with the UK. And that would be really bad news.
Look at that bigot behind him. Look at that there. Look at that bigot with the phone. Look at that. What's he doing there? Like the bigot sitting taking pictures of my Varadkar. What's he doing there? The bigot. Like that's for his social media, for his TikTok. You know.
News, I think, for rural Ireland, for the agri-food sector, for jobs in the economy. But
no rural Ireland. Sell it all to Klaus Schwab. All of it needs to go to Klaus Schwab for the new to buy up all the land. Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, George Soros, they need to buy up the land. So then it's centralized control of the farming. We control the food, Leo. I suppose this is 4 years ago, and you've progressed a lot since then. Where you're basically making the natives move out of the land, which is fantastic. We don't want any native Irish people in Ireland. Send them all away to shit countries and shit states in America like Florida and Australia, and send them all away. We want to repopulate this place full of good, decent, healthy migrants that will work for €2.50. They will work for the regime. So to see how much you've progressed since then, and we need to sell all the land to the beautiful dictators, George Soros, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab. These people are the epitome of what the future is going to be. And it's just crazy to think how much of a bigot you were, Leo, 4 years ago. Just 4 years ago, you were a bigot wanting to keep Irish people in Ireland. Who wants to do that? Ugh.
A week is a lifetime. A week is a long time in politics, and 3 weeks is a lifetime in politics. And we're up for the fight, but we're coming from behind.
Who said Leo's woke? Who just told me Leo's woke? Who just said Leo's woke? I'm woke, you wee prick. What are you talking about, Leo's woke? Of course he's woke. I'm woke. Are you coming here saying that you're anti-woke? Do you think you're going to come here and just, I don't know, clip this or something and put it on the TikTok for your to share with your far right buddies here? What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? What's his? I can't even read that. Aquari Ange. What? There's no such thing as a she. Understand this. It's a they, them. If you're going to come to me with this misogyny, saying that you identify as a female, I need a drink. I need a drink. I need a drink. This is look at the bigotry coming into this chat. I'm a she. Well, just to let you know, Aquariange 22. I identify as a female, but I'm also a lesbian. Okay? So wrap your head around that one. And you don't even understand what it's like to be a female in this body. The hatred. I went out for a date the other night, and I give, did I catfish the person? Yes, but it shouldn't matter what I look like. My wiener identifies as a packet of ham. And I showed up, I sat down, and he walked away. Left me in floods of tears because he was a bigot. Because he couldn't get by what I look like. I'm a female. I identify as a female. All I have to do is identify as a female, and I'm a female. Understand that, you bigot. You don't come here with your misogyny and your femininity and come into my chat. What is she laughing for? Now you get it. You're starting to look at this bigotry. He, she, hey. A she what exactly? Look at this here. This is what I have to put up with. This is anybody with these thoughts is projecting violence upon me, and it's. I mean, I can't put up with this. I mean, I can't put up with this. My misery of identifying as a true woman with a wiener. She's getting glorification from a man turning me away. How could you turn me away whenever I identify as a woman? He should have bent me over the he should have bent me over the table and done me like it was Celine Dion in the Titanic, and that would have been him being a good liberal. But he was a far right bigot, and he didn't do that to me. I can't take this. Yes, I'm okay, hon. I'm okay. Just got a tear in me. Just give me a second. Right. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, we forgot to do this.
This is ITV News at 10 with Mark Austin and Julie Etchingham.
Good evening, paedophiles.
G'day.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
But as we are talking
Did
about
I do that one already?
I
think I've got
it would be remiss of
getting
me
Joe's
not.
dementia. Did we watch this one?
But as we are talking about the Gardaí and respect for the Gardaí, I think it would be remiss of me not to bring attention of the House to a document recently produced by People Before Profit, the case for a left-wing government
People
getting rid of Fianna Fáil.
Before
And again,
profit.
you can purchase it for €3 online, and you can even get a nice picture of me in the Taoiseach on the front cover of it. And
See, this is my issue, right? People before profit. What does that actually mean? Because we need to get these people out to work. I don't care if you're disabled. I don't care if you're homeless. If you're homeless, you should be working on the grounds of Varadkar and the Doyle and making sure that everything's clean. And we need to be, anybody that's on welfare right now needs to be put to work, whether it be the slaughterhouse, clipping Leo's nails, washing his butthole, cleaning his knob cheese, making sure his teeth's cleaned, being a footstool. This is what we could put the homeless to. The homeless can be put to this. And, you know, we're giving them a job, that they've got a purpose in life instead of just sitting there in a tent. Like, I mean, it's their right to do. So, you know, they could identify that as a mansion if they wanted to, because, you know, feelings don't care about facts. So, you know, there's that.
in this document, we're told that the rich, using their control over the media, will try to turn the population against a left-led government led by Deputy MacDonald. They will deploy the police and the army to move.
Look at that there. Like, Varadkar has to read out conspiracy theories from these whack jobs
against the elected left-wing government. And it's not just the Gardaí that are going to be involved in this conspiracy. It's the Irish Independent, the Irish Times, RTE.
Fuck the Independent!
Even primary teachers, the GAA, and taxi drivers are all part of this conspiracy.
See that Ben Scallon? See that dirty fucking Ben Scallon. son, you're not even from here, right? And I know, this is gonna be a little bit of bigotry coming out in me here, but you're not even from here. How dare you come over here and criticize the great Leo Varadkar? And you're not even from here. We've allowed you in here. That's like one of those migrant boys in the tents poking their head out and criticizing Leo. How fucking dare you?
To overthrow the elected left-wing government under leadership of McDonald, assisted by people for profit. Look
at that beautiful woman.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting debating with members of people for profit in the chamber. You're interesting people. You're passionate. I do actually enjoy listening to your questions, and you often
bigot. Leo, I can't believe you even just came out and said that you're a bigot.
Raise pertinent issues that sometimes I haven't considered. But are you sure you're not a bit bonkers? Like, really?
I mean, yeah, they probably are a little bit bonkers coming out with statements like people before profit. Everybody needs to work for the hive. Everybody needs to be making profit for the Varadkar regime. Everybody needs to be doing this under this new communist regime. I don't care who you are, whether you're black, brown, white, yellow, pink, whatever. You need to be working and making money for the Varadkar regime. We're 99% tax. I don't care about your babies. I don't care about your kids. As I say, we're extinctionists here. The more of them gone, the better. Okay? But we need to keep a healthy supply of people working for the hive, for the queen bee that is Leo Varadkar.
Really? Like, do you really think there's going to be a conspiracy involving all those people to overthrow a left-wing government? We make the assumption that even if we are attacked, the British and the Americans...
Now, imagine Leo coming out and saying things like this, right?
But as we
of course they're going to do that, Leo. Of course, Leo, I have to have a segment just talking about this. Leo, right now in Ireland, there is far-right, homophobic, racist bigots plotting to overthrow the government, a coup. And you're sitting here and you're not even taking that into consideration. These far-right bigots want to bring in a thing called an immigration cap. These bigots want lower inflation. These bigots, I even heard one bigot say they don't want to see people stabbed in the street. And then another bigot said, my children can't play out in the street anymore. Good! I don't care about your kids. We're bringing them over here for a reason. Because we want to get rid of your kids. Who cares about your stinking kids? Your stinking far-right kids with their football tops on. Get them out of here. They don't belong here. Send them away. We're bringing in good, decent workers that can work for €2.50 an hour. And you're going. If you don't work for €2.50 an hour yourself, go to Russia, to your real leader there, the disgusting Vladimir Putin. Get over there. Go over to him. So how's Leo not taking that into consideration, that the far-right, homophobic, racist bigots aren't planning a coup on him? I know that was people before profit there, and they were, they were just whack jobs. Even Varadkar calls them whack jobs. But let's call a spade here, Leo. They're doing it. They're coming after us. They're going to either do it politically or through a coup. And you're just sitting here laughing. You're going over and meeting Joe Biden. I hope you brought over some of those African children to the White House, especially for him and Hunter, and a couple of good bags of Colombian. It's open borders over there too. You should be taking a direct policies from the Biden administration. Kamala Harris, beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm assuming you brought over a couple of bags of Colombian for Joe and Hunter. Especially Hunter, we know that he's brilliant, and you brought over a couple of those little Africans for Biden. Definitely, if I find out you didn't do that, we're going to have to think about replacements here, because I see you a little, Leo. You're a little bit of a bigot. You're just a little bit of a bigot.
We make the assumption that even if we are attacked, the British and the Americans will come and save us anyway. And I'm not sure that's the kind of assumption a sovereign country like ours should make.
Well, what I say to that, Leo, what I say to that kid, you're not working as a good dictator here, coming out with British and words like disgusting words like sovereignty and things like that. What I need to be seeing here is there is going to be no Britain. There is going to be no France. There is going to be no Netherlands. There's going to be a centralized control with you, Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, George Soros in the middle, the spider web, and you become the tarantula and you rule with an iron fist. This is what I need to be seeing here. You're talking about sovereignty. Who wants to hear about sovereignty today? This is why we're flooding the place with migrants, because we need to have a full pop. Whenever the time comes and there's a civil war, we need our army ready, Leo. We need it ready. That's why we've got shipping containers all around Ireland full of beautiful Kalashnikovs. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, is this an old video? This better be, if this is a recent video, I'm going to have words here with, when was this from? When was this from? Doesn't even have the... Look at that comment. Attacked by who? Iceland? What a buffoon. Listen, you need to take his details down. 2 years ago. Right, so you've progressed since then. I'll give you that. So, no, you're off the hook. You've learned since then, Leo, but let's see what you had to say.
I have immense admiration for those Russians who are attending protests in St. Petersburg, in Moscow, and in other cities, saying that this is not being done in their name. It's a very brave person that protests on the streets of St. Petersburg, in Nevsky Prospect or in Red Square. And I think we need to recognize that and offer them our solidarity and support.
Right, so you like protesting, Leo, do you? Okay. This was 2 years ago, so I'll give you that. I'll give you that. You like protesting, so 2 years ago. Hopefully now your mind has changed. I would like to think that you're cracking down on the protest and abolish it. Actually, I mean, what we witnessed in Dublin there 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, with the nationalists. How many nationalists were there? 15,000, 20,000 people in the streets of Ireland. If you're watching this and you're from that, just know that you are a disgusting racist, bigot, homophobe, transphobe who doesn't have a place in Ireland, and nobody wants you here. Go and live in Russia with your beautiful Vladimir Putin.
And I think one thing we need to do as well, which we haven't done enough of in recent years, is to start defending our system a bit more. And our system is the system of the West. It's based on a liberal democracy. It's based on the rule of law. It's based on the social market economy. And it's based on multinationalism, or multilateralism rather, in international affairs. And it's not...
See, you went to say multinationalism there, Leo, and then that's sort of hinting at sovereignty. I have to remember I'm hating the old Leo. You talked about multinationalism there, and then you corrected yourself. Good boy, Leo. Good boy. That's what I like to see. This is when the tide started to turn, wasn't it, Leo?
Not a perfect system, and I know that, and we have lots of problems. But there's nobody trying to climb over walls or climb into dinghies to get into China or Russia or North Korea or Cuba or...
Yeah, they're trying to get here because me and you both know, Leo, that we have give these people an incentive to come here. So listen, while we're here, I'm gonna shoot a promo. So this is to the migrants across the world. Now, Leo will clip this. This will be put up onto RTE tonight, and for the BBC and French state media and Netherlands state media. So my message to the beautiful African migrants, that especially under the rule of Boko Haram, you are welcome in Ireland. Do not stop off at safe countries like France, Netherlands, England, Scotland, Wales. Please go further, and we would appreciate it if you could rip up your passport. We do not want to know who you are. So that means if you are a rapist, a pedophile, a murderer or a severe criminal, or even if you're a terrorist, you are welcome into this country, because we will facilitate you. We will find you a home. We will get you a car. We will, and do you know what? In the future, you can bring your family over, because we will change the Irish constitution, durable relationships. So just identify 20 of your family members as being in that family unit, and we will facilitate them coming over here. So yes, if there's anybody wanting to come over here, no need for the dinghies. Just dinghy boat it across the water from France to England, and we will do the rest of the work. We'll send our planes over. We're cutting we're cutting funding for schools, because why do they need to know the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s to progress in life? They're just going to be working for the Varadkar regime very, very soon anyway. They just need to know that he's God, and that's all that counts. And that you're God, the African migrants, you're God. And yeah, so you can come over here. It's open game. And there will be policies coming in the next couple of years where you will be you'll be handed a Kalashnikov or a machete, because I know that you are used to machetes, especially under a Boko Haram. You have been slaughtering lots of Christians over there at the minute. And you can come in and you can kick these people to the national side of the house. We don't want them here. We really don't want them here. I think it's a good swap, because if we send them over to Africa, they'll get better weather. They're always complaining about the weather, while you can get the houses over here. So that is my open invitation to not just Africans, but everybody. China too. You know, the Chinese Communist Party, please send over, teachers of how you are running the communist regime, and let's work out a deal. You know, we can do this. There's no need to infiltrate our minds with TikTok here in Ireland. We don't need that. We're not Americans. We're not stupid. And you can basically show us how you do it. So hopefully that's a little promo. Cut that and put that on RTA.
Venezuela or Iran or any of those places. And I think we need to recognize the fact that we're very fortunate to live in a social market economy, in a liberal democracy, fortunate to be part.
You see, I like the word liberal there, Leo, but I don't like the word democracy.
Of an organization like the European Union and the United Nations. And if anything, this attack on Ukraine should be a wake-up call for all of us to defend our system and be willing to defend it, because the system...
Look at that beautiful man in the background. You know, the bald man with the mask on. Oh, they're all wearing masks. This was 2 years ago. Look at the rest of the fucking bigots. Look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people, 5 people wearing masks. And look at that bigot. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leo's not, I suppose he's speaking, so I'll give him that. Do you understand the people that aren't wearing the masks are putting the people in danger? Do you understand that they could kill people? Why aren't they getting this? The need COVID restrictions need to be brought back ASAP.
Worth building is worth defending. If the European Union was worth building, it's worth defending. And if our independence was worth securing, it's also worth defending. And like you, I don't agree that we should increase defence spending up to €3 billion. I think that would be too much. There are other priorities and other demands. But I do think we need to increase defence spending. We need to pay our military personnel more. We need better equipment. We need to be able to...
We need... No, Leo, you're not getting it, right? The Irish Defence Force needs automatic diversity training, right? I've seen the lads. I've seen what they're capable of. It's too toxic. It's far too toxic. They patrol the Lebanon. They go over and they peacekeep. Okay. Why are they peacekeeping? They should be actively shooting anybody that goes against the Varadkar regime. Anybody that asks for money should be shot straight away. And I think diversity training needs to be brought in. Why isn't there? I need more they thems in the Defence Force. I mean, could you imagine if Ireland's invaded by the disgusting Russia, by the psychotic Vladimir Putin? How do you think the Russian army would feel if they were met by they thems? Think about it. They come up before they're shot. I'm they them. They'll think there's multiple people there. So you can have one they, them that could have 6 people. So for just basic mathematics, Leo, you could have one they, them, but it's actually 6 people. Just saying. So we need to introduce more they, thems, more she, hers. We need to get rid of the his, hims. Get rid of those, the toxic masculinity. We need to talk. The Irish Defence Force needs to talk more about gender diversity, about opening up, about feelings. We need to directly implement Sharia law, to rule over this here. We'll just kick out the other things from the Quran that, that go against gay people and stuff. But do you know what I mean? These are this is what we need in the Defence Force. They, thems, diversity, rainbows. I would like to see the new kit not be green and black. I don't want them the colours of the landscape to blend in. They want to stand out. This is who I am. I'm coming out. I joined the Irish Defence Force not to be a toxic male, but to be a pillar of the community for that gay kid that wants to chop his wiener off, for him to look at me and say, that's what I want to be. I want to dress in a pink and blue uniform and be a warrior for Ireland, and I want to defend Ireland under the Defence Force. That's what we need. Diversity. We need to get rid of the toxic masculinity and start, go in there, send me into the Irish Defence Force, and I will talk about their feelings and how they feel. These are the things that we need. Exactly. Safe spaces are needed.
Guard our own seas. We need to be able to have radar over our own airspace. And the assumption that we've made for 70 years now is that nobody would attack us because we're a country that's...
No. What I'm trying to say is, Leo, we need to get rid of the 5G and we need to bring in 6G, blanket around Ireland. And everybody's implemented with a chip. So you're putting a chip into the back of your neck and you're monitored so we can see where you are at all times. Migrants, natives, doesn't matter. Whoever comes in the island's automatically given a chip and you can't leave the island of Ireland. Or that chip explodes in the back of your neck. 6G blanket around Ireland. We need to lead the way, kiddo. This is what we need to do. Full diversity and make Ireland a safe space again.
That's neutral militarily. Ukraine was neutral militarily. It wasn't part of any military alliance. It was attacked because it was politically part of the West, or at least wanted to be politically part of the West. And we make the assumption that even if we are attacked, the British and the Americans will come and save us anyway. And I'm not sure that's the kind of assumption a sovereign country like ours should make.
Well, as I say, we can sort this out, Leo. We'll bring in more diversity, gender inclusivity. All these things are needed for defense, because I am sure the Russians, the Chinese will be quivering at our diversity. They're over there being toxic males, training, military training 6-year-olds on how to shoot weapons, how to clean weapons. Who wants to know how to do that? If we go out onto the battlefield with our pink and blue uniforms, the Chinese and the Russians will fall to their knees and cry at our diversity. Not with laughter, but with pride that we have stood and we are willing to be ourselves and die ourselves. Die like the they, thems that we are. So, let me share this to you. Let's look at the fucking bigots. Who? Look at her. Far right bigot. I did play Metal Gear Solid, actually. I love that game. Before I became a far left cabbage, I used to play Metal Gear Solid all the time. But now I'm not a bigot. Like, I'm not a bigot anymore. What? Look, here we'll go. David O'Connor, make sure you vote for it. And is that the Chinese Communist Party? You're talking, yes, unified patent court. I'm not even going to joke about that. I don't even want to play a role with that one, because you need to vote no on that. Just on a side note, please vote no for the unified patent court in the upcoming referendum. Here now you've got it: pink and blue camo pattern ankle boots with 6-inch stilettos. Look at this. Now that is a beautiful fucking comment. That is a beautiful comment. Wow, I've got a solid snake right on me with that comment right now. Solid snake for life. My snake is solid. Listening to this comment, right? Look at that. Pink and blue wow. With stilettos. And I suppose the stiletto can go into the ground. So like whenever we're blown to pieces by like a bomb or something, like, you know, one of those bombs that jump up in the air and then they blow half your waist off, our legs will be standing with pink and blue torso, and the stilettos will stick our legs into the ground, and we'll just have like a whole extinctionist field of torso stuck to the ground with stilettos. That's absolutely beautiful. Art in motion. Oh my God. Now that Far Left Cabbage mentioned it, I've never seen they exist, because I know that they exist. Finola, let me tell you my experiences in the club with my gay Chinese partners. They thems. Well, you know, as I say, I'm a trans woman that's also a lesbian. So, you know, but I'm not. I don't. For instance, if I'm approached by a male, because I'm a liberal, I don't want to turn them away just in case I hurt their feelings. So I sort of have to fuck them. Do you know what I mean? Excuse my language. But the Chinese ones, like, you know, to put it this way, they're 4-foot machines. It's like little hobbits running about, but they're machines, and they're like rabbits. So, you know, if you want a good time, just surround yourself with your Chinese friends. That's all I'm saying. Look at, oh my God. And a blue cashmere scarf. Could envision this. So if there's somebody out there that's a cartoonist or that's a creator, envision this. Envision pink and blue army gear, a blue cashmere scarf, and stiletto heels. Now that is the army of the future. Everyone should be trans. Everybody is trans. You just don't know it yet. That's why we've came into the schools, Owen. We've just came into the schools. We've infiltrated the schools. We're actually teaching your 1-year-old. See, whenever you're dropping them off at daycare and all, I've told everybody, like, just whisper in their ear, you know, diversity. Just every other word, diversity. You know, gender fluid. Do you know what I mean? And that's when they come back to you and they're looking at you, and you're like your 1-year-old boy's playing with a Barbie. That's because of me, and of course, 100%. Right, so look at this. Oh my God, look at this beautiful thing right here. Look, now this is all me, baby. This is me, right?
People all the time, including within their families.
Look at this here.
Many LGBTQ plus people will be familiar with that sort of sense of dread or unease about being around certain family members.
It is a lot of.
Now look at that. Beautiful thing. Oh my God. If anybody starts dissing Elliot, you've got me to deal with. Do you understand me?
People's experience, unfortunately, those feelings of dread. I wish it was not. And I think we wanted to get across maybe it's things that people don't understand happen frequently and consistently to queer and trans people all the time, including within their families. I think we were trying to capture all the sort of nuanced.
Let me tell you something, right? See if there's any bigots. See if there's any bigots. See if your son comes to you at 6 years of age and says, Daddy, I want to chop off the wiener. I would expect you to get the diamond saw out to make it quick. And see if you don't affirm that, you're a bigot and a racist. Do you understand me?
Ways of what it can feel like.
And is it something you can relate to in your own life, kind of that slight unease in certain family situations or with certain groups of friends? Or
Yes, absolutely. And I think, still being early on in my transition, of course, but like more used to it now. I think at first, when you first come out as trans, you're like, oh my God, all these situations you find yourself in. And
I could just imagine, Elliot. I could just imagine what that would have felt like. You played that bigoted role, Juno, where you played a pregnant girl. It was absolutely fucking bigoted. You were always a boy. 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 And if anybody, and I mean anybody, has a problem with that, well, let's just say there's going to be ramifications.
maybe you just, I guess, progressively kind of get used to it.
there's a very powerful scene in the film where Sam's mum misgenders him. And actually,
I can't listen to any more. This is bigoted. Now, this goes to any of the Irish nationalists that are watching this here. Even to use, I see a couple of unionists in the chat too, bigots. Right? See if you misgender somebody, do you know what that does to their psychology? Do you understand what they have to go through whenever you misgender them? I'll never forget this. I was being mugged one night, and the guy actively took out a knife and he stuck it into my back, into my kidney. I've only got one kidney. And I've just misgendered him again. And I turned around and I looked at him. I just done it again. I apologize. I'll whip myself for this. I just turned around and looked at them. And I said, sir, could you please stop stabbing me? All you have to do is ask me for my money. And he looked at me. Sorry, they looked at me and said, I'm not male. I says, you look like you're from West Africa and you've got a massive beard. He goes, but I'm a they, them. I goes, I am so sorry. I mean, and for that, what I'll allow you to do is to jam the knife in a lot deeper and twist and just get rid of that kidney, because I've got two. You can get rid of this one. I give him my money. I give them my money. Them. I'm such a bigot. And they went on their way. And it was beautiful. As I lay there with the blood coming out of me, I realized then how much of a bigot I was and how much I needed to learn and grow. And it was then that I started to give my wife up to the African migrants coming in. And I've never looked back, ever.
interestingly, he is kind of trying to make her feel more comfortable in that situation. I just wondered whether you think that's quite common for LGBTQ plus people.
Very common. Yeah. Like if someone's misgenders me and out of just like, you can tell when something's like intentional and awful. There's another thing, like it's not a big deal, it's, oh, sorry, fix it, you move on. It's really not. If someone keeps,
there should be no fixing it. If anybody ever misgenders you, Elliot, you get on the phone to me and I will, we've got another faction of paramilitaries around here now that deals with this type of stuff. Kneecaps or not, kneecapping people isn't out of the question for misgendering people, as long as you know that.
doing it consistently over and over again, that's a different conversation.
In society, we have quite a straitjacket of what we're supposed to be. I know you've spoken about this in Hollywood as well.
Yes, and for cishet people, of course, as
hold
well.
on
and
here,
that's why
hold
I'm
on.
like,
Who's
oh my
that
God,
bigot
why
coming
can't
in
we
here?
all just?
Who's that bigot coming in here? Have we got that bigot coming in here? Look at that bigot. Can't believe she did that. She can't believe they did that to themselves. They were do you not know we have redefined the Oxford Dictionary for this, Saladin? I mean, like, this bigotry. I mean, is there hope? Is there hope for the world? I do not know.
Connect on this, right? We're all just inundated from the moment we're born. Some people even have parties before that about
the gender reveals.
Exactly, like
I know, Elliot. I know, and I need to speak about this here. See you's parents having gender reveals before the child's even born, right? You just find out the sex of the baby. How bigot is that? How much of a bigot are you finding out the sex? How do you know that child doesn't identify as another gender? How dare you put your child into a box like, oh, it's a girl, she has to wear pink. Oh, she'll be into Barbies. Oh, it's a boy, let's get a little football and blue confetti. Who the fuck do you think you are? That is 100% bigotry, and you are corrupting those children. No gender reveals. I don't even want you to be happy. Yes, block me. I deserve it. Self-loathing is the first sign of getting better, Saladin. As long as you know that.
how you should be, how you should look, what success means, but all of those things, we're all facing those pressures. And I think you see that in the film.
I mean, beautiful. Elliot Paige is beautiful. Now, that is the epitome of a man. No toxic masculinity. Beautiful voice. Brilliant actor. And is actively out there and is in the forefront of telling children that you shouldn't identify with the gender that you were assigned to, because in doing so, you're not a good Christian. Of course. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at this. Like, boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. You watching in that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Are you is that what do you call it? That little bigot. Guarantee he's not even working in Hollywood anymore, and rightly so. Rightly so. He shouldn't be working anywhere. He should be straight to the gulag. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This Niall McConnell. Oh, this Niall McConnell. Right now. A school teacher whose video confrontation with far-right campaigner went viral and was tweeted by rap superstar Stormzy has said She would do it again without hesitation, despite her fears in the aftermath of the incident. Right, let's have a wee look at this, shall we? That bigot. Let's have a wee look here now. Let's have a wee look here. Beautiful Belfast Telegraph. Belfast Live, even. Teacher who confronted Irish far-right figure in viral clip tweeted by Stormzy says, "I'll do it again without hesitation." There you go, you girl, you they, them, you. A school teacher whose video confrontation with far-right campaigner went viral and was tweeted by rap superstar Stormzy has said she would do it again without hesitation, despite her fears in the aftermath of the incident. Sarah Roberts, a 51-year-old mother of two who teaches French, s'il vous plaît, at a school in Donegal, was speaking to Belfast Live in her first media interview since she stopped her car to confront the far-right activist Niall McConnell outside a property housing refugees earlier this year. The brave teacher said she didn't take kindly to the campaigner who calls himself the Irish Patriot on social media and is described as I can't even see that, a fringe extremist group for standing outside people's homes, filming and telling untruths. That far right bigot. See that bigot? See that bigot? Last week, she was presented with a special award at a ceremony in Derry hosted by the anti-racism charity Northwest Migrants Forum, who created the special prize specifically to recognize Miss Roberts for standing up to the far right. And that is absolute. Look at that for a photo, folks. Look at that for a diverse photo. Look at that. Now that is a diverse photo. Oh. She told Belfast Live the award in Derry, and she told Belfast Live the award in Derry and the kind words in a speech from Northwest Migrants Forum director Lillian Sinio Barr were probably the most wonderful accolade I have ever received. Oh, beautiful. She admits, however, the aftermath of the incident was unpleasant and left her worried about the consequences. I won't lie to you. I was worried in the aftermath once he had posted the video. The anti-racist teacher, who is originally from Wales, said, so this was on a Friday, and then he posted the video on a Tuesday. So I'm guessing he and his associates had kind of worked out over the weekend. What? How are we going to... I can't even see this. Pillory this woman. How are we going to try to tarnish her reputation? We need to kind of think about the damage that we can do to this person as an individual. No, he literally just posted the clip of the confrontation. Like, now this is far right cabbage coming out in me here now. He literally just posted the clip of the confrontation. That I don't even think he gave any context to it. Do you know what? Far right cabbage is coming out. I can't deal with this anymore. I need to pull this screen closer to me because I can't even see this. We're going to end it in this here. So this is the craziness of these people, right? So she literally got out of her car. She confronted Niall. She's well in her right to do. Let me just take this away. This is glitching. That's it now. She confronted Niall, and she won an award for that by the anti-racist group. What's going on here? Am I like? Let me just get him up here. Am I living in some sort of weird multiverse here, like a different reality? He's talking about the droves of fighting fit men coming into the country without a passport, and you're considered far right. And if you get out of the car and confront him, you're given an award. Like, is the agenda not clear to people here? Do you not understand? Okay, I recognize that what a couple of things Niall says is a little bit sketchy, but not at that moment. He presented his case. He said to her, I'm here because the people of Ireland have to leave. A lot of them have to leave because their government don't represent them anymore. And we're repopulating this place with people that aren't even documented. I mean, how is that a good thing? And then she's given an award for just getting out of her car and confronting him. So what they're rewarding for you today is, right, what they're doing today, right? And this is how they're rewarding people. They're rewarding people for bad behavior. So you can get out of the car, confront somebody in the street, scream at them, say complete untruths, right? Complete untruths. And then you're given an award by the far left regime that runs Ireland. That's the far left regime exposed. Now, I'm not against immigrants. I'm not even against helping refugees. But what I am against is undocumented males coming in here, and we don't know who they are. There's murders through the roof, rapes through the roof, criminalities through the roof. We have that in Ireland. We have a problem with that already. So why are we importing more people that we don't know who they are? Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. I haven't been on my game today. Today was a wee bit. I'm going to leave it at that today. I was fixing the car today, and I don't know. I haven't been feeling it for the past couple of days. You get like that. I mean, think about that. The man has an opinion on things, and they're rewarding basically not criminal behavior, but antisocial behavior, because she was being antisocial. I've never seen Niall be antisocial once. He's always had a calm voice. He's always tried to speak. He's always had his points. Do I disagree on a few things that Niall's done? I have, and he knows that anyway. But he's never been antisocial. Like, he's had the camera out. That's not antisocial. He's asked questions. He's always done it with a low sort of voice. And anybody he's confronted has gotten angry. This woman was one of the angriest. She came up to him, jumped at him, went right into his face, was totally 100% antisocial, and she gets an award for that. Well, let's just hope that, what is this? A migrant foundation in Ireland and Derry? What's going on here? There's people in Ireland dying from drug overdoses. What's going on here? I've never been so ashamed in my country. I'm not saying I agree with people that are racist, because I don't. I think you know that by now. I don't really agree with racism, but it's like saying that there's men coming in here ripping up their passports and the Irish government's allowing this. If you say that, you're now a far right racist. You're not a far right racist. You're telling a fact. People come in here without a passport. A lot of them come from Africa. We don't know who they are. Over the past couple of years, criminalities was shot through the roof. And we can always identify the suspects in the paper because they never give a description of them. Okay. And if you confront people that are saying this, that are saying, look, this is what's happening, the person who's antisocial, who doesn't answer any questions, like that lady answered no questions that Niall presented to her in that video, they are given an award. because this is state media. Belfast Live, Belfast Telegraph, all these ones are all state media. Like, what does that award even mean? What do you do? Oh, I was given the anti-racist award. What does that even mean? You're a dickhead. What's an anti-racist? I'm anti-racist. I don't like racists. That's why I'm against the far left regime that's in Ireland. Because the far left regime in Ireland is importing people, undocumented males, and scattering them all over Ireland. Some of them are sleeping in tents, and they're saying that that's fine. I'm saying, let's put a cap on refugees. Let's put a cap on illegal immigration. Let's make sure anybody that comes in here has a documentation so we know who they are. So then we can do background checks so our women and children aren't in danger. Let's not house droves of migrants beside schools. Oh, sorry, you're a far-right bigot for saying that. I mean, what world do we live in here? Honestly. They're literally housing them beside schools and everything. You know, you want proof of what the future could look like? Look at Telford. Gangs of men grooming children, and the police all involved. And the reason why the police didn't investigate it in Telford was because the police bought their drugs off the gangs. Just read Christina O'Connor, groomed by a gang. She breaks it down how they done it. A whole big network from Manchester to London of these grooming gangs. But if you say that, you're a far-right bigot. I mean, what's going on here? Why was she given an award for what? For having a conversation, for being antisocial? That's literally the regime. Do you see how the regime works? Like, all jokes aside here, I need to say this. So the regime is... how the regime works is like, we're going to award... Did you ever watch Harry Potter, right? And in Harry Potter, there was that small lady. Remember whenever Voldemort took over? And they were like punished for doing the simplest of things, the most simple of things. And you had that small lady with the kittens, and she was giving out awards to like Mr. Filch, who was just an arsehole. And she would give out awards to people that would be snitches and are snitching on like the resistance. That's what that's like. It's like you're giving awards to people that aren't brave. They literally don't care about the community. What does she care about Ireland? She's from Wales. And the award means for nothing, but it gives them that sense of self. Oh, look at me, I'm anti-racist. When in fact, nobody's bringing up the colour of anybody's skin. It's about the fact that the government's allowing in thousands of undocumented males from Africa. That's what the issue is here. I mean, that's not being far-right or racist. You're just basically saying what's going on. What is happening here? We live in a small island. What is going on? Yeah, I think so too, David Connor. You mean the Chinese communists? Well, I think so too. But then you think maybe it isn't, because then, I don't know. I'll make a separate video about that. As I say, I'm not really feeling it today. That's why I've cut that short. Discrimination is the same as racism. Like, I made a video the other day and I talked about tribalism. Like, you know, for instance, if we go over to Africa now, right? Just say I get 5,000 Irish lads and we travel over to Africa now, right? And we go into a place that's not multicultural. Like, it's just coherently, like, just say Ethiopia or something, right? And we go, right, this is us lads, we're just going to move in here. Do you think we're going to be met with a warm welcome? Really? I'm not playing tit for tat. No, they're going to be severely skeptical, and they're going to be looking at us as if to say, what the fuck's going on here? They might kill a few of us. And to a certain degree, you can understand why they would do that, because they don't know who we are. And just say we have no identification. Like, that's like literally 1,000 Irish people traveling across the world in modern times with no identification and expecting a country to be, yeah, that's fine, 100%. except it's not 5,000 Africans or 5,000 Middle Easterns. You're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands, and it's like 400 every week or something. I mean, I have to laugh at it because it's so absurd not to laugh at this. And then they're given these whack jobs awards. Like, what is going on? Like, what? Like, realistically, what is actually going on here? Exactly, Finola. You wouldn't. You wouldn't even get. You could. And can an Irish person? I can travel to England, right? Because I suppose you can't travel. You can get the ferry across to England. Couldn't get into France. Couldn't get into the Netherlands without a passport. Do you know what I mean? Like, so bipedal species, fantastic name, by the way. Nigeria celebrates a woman called hold on, here we go. I can't say that. I'm just going to say Tinbu, right? A slave trader has a statue of her and a square named after her. They banned all non-Nigerians. Like, what's going on here? Ethan Roy, okay. I have to look into that one. They banned all non-Nigerians from adverts and TV, but they aren't racist. That's what I'm saying. But we're far right, and we're racist for saying we're not even against immigration. I'll speak for myself by saying I'm not against healthy. Every country needs immigration. Good legal immigration. It happens between all countries, and every country does their fair share of refugees. But right now, what we're seeing here isn't refugees. They're not refugees. There is literally thousands of them coming in with no documentation. That's an invasion. Good point, William. It's propaganda reinforcement to exhibit approval, establish a totalitarian normality, and crucially to encourage the other closet clowns. 100 fucking brilliant, man. And both you and bipedal species. I mean, I think you're onto something here. It's like, yes, this is what you should do. You will get the anti-racism award if you approach these racists on the street and be antisocial towards them. I get you. It's very interesting, isn't it? Exactly, but the only people who don't really panic, Finola, is the people who don't want you to know who they are. Of course. Yeah. I get that. Like, I'm sure, imagine you're in Africa right now, right? And you need to get into, you're thinking to yourself, what country will take me with no documentation? Because I've done A, B, and C. Ireland, right? Let's get the Ireland. I don't really blame them myself, because I would do the exact same thing. It's the government actively is not working for the Irish people, though. Just a good, healthy immigration policy with a cap on refugees. You don't even have to put a cap on legal immigration. You can have unlimited legal immigration. That sorts itself out, because if you have a good policy on immigration itself, say like no pedophiles, rapists, criminals, anybody suspected of terrorism, that sort of puts a cap on legal immigration itself. But Ireland doesn't have that. Anybody coming in, 70% of the people coming in rip up their passport. I would say the vast percentage of those people have ripped up their passport for a reason. Like, they haven't just came here looking for they come here looking for a new identity, because they're given an identity card in Ireland. So you think to yourself, so then the Irish government is facilitating people in their criminal behaviours and their criminal activity. And I do believe that's how the West African gang was able to snatch that little girl from Tuzla, because they were able to track her and they were able to come in here freely because they were allowed to. But if you say that, you're a far right racist and you've got no, you shouldn't be living in Ireland. I mean, if you point out that there's children being trafficked into Ireland for a nefarious reason, you're now a far right bigot. And and then they're rewarding, as as William said, there's a reason for it. They're sort of trying to reward that behavior, so then more people start to do that. But it's worrying times, because then I would say Ireland right now is the human trafficking hub of the world, because it's got access to South America, it's got access to Europe, it's got access to all, England, it's got access to all over, and it's right centralized in between all these places. So I would say the black market for all these things are probably in Ireland, and that's why you've got such leniency on the laws, the immigration laws, because it has to be lenient for the black market. I know. Let's face it. If we honestly, right, ask yourselves this question, right? If you find out that Spain was giving away accommodation and you didn't have to have identification, and they were giving you an allowance, and maybe you weren't doing much in your own country, like in Ireland, would you go? Some people might go. Like, it might think to themselves, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm away. See you later. They'll give me an identification. I'll get a Spanish identification card. Nobody know who I am. And in about 6 months' time, I'm able to work. I can get all their benefits, and yeah. They tried snatching children off a woman car and sliced them because he couldn't escape with them quick enough. Wow. I think so. I think you're right. There is definitely an underbelly to all of this, that we're worried about the immigration part of it, and we should be, because it's literally creating slums around Ireland. But the under evil to it all is that actually, with the leniency of the policies surrounding the immigration, it allows criminal gangs to operate basically human trafficking rings, doesn't it? Let's call a spade here, and drug trafficking too. That's why fentanyl has hit the streets of Ireland, because it's allowed to come in. So it's basically coherently demonic, isn't it? It's negative. It's a very negative thing, and it doesn't matter if you're religious or atheist. You don't want to be living in a shithole. Do you know what I mean? Like, they say that they're economic migrants. Well, if they're economic migrants, why weren't they economic in their own country? But that's one thing I don't get. That's why you have to have you need good laws around immigration. So the people that are coming into your country are going to benefit society. Without that, then you don't know who you're going to let in. And your whole country can just corrode around you. This isn't a far right myth. This is a fucking fact. Do you know what I mean? And the only way you'd have leniency around it is if you're corrupted. You're either corrupted by the top of the pyramid that's using your country as one massive human trafficking hub. Maybe that's why. I think so. I think there's only so much I can say, but I mean, yeah. Right. So listen, I'm just going to wrap things up today for that. That's the end of the show. I haven't really been feeling it the past couple of days. Just the way it goes, isn't it? Sometimes you're more motivated than others. But listen, thanks for joining us today. And peace out.